by all means geek out for sure,
No,
but he can't keep getting away with this.
No, because like we need to know, because I feel like a lot of people just focus on hating the actual character than actually trying to understand the science that goes behind it. Because you see all these blocks, you see this, and you're like, oh my god, the block, but you don't actually understand why you're doing certain things. Because when you pick up Steve and you go try yourself, you're like, when you get Steve on random, you don't actually enjoy it because you're like, what do I do? You don't know what to actually do because there's actually quite a lot of physics and science behind this character.
And even me and Soar, it was a little while ago, maybe like 2 months ago, we were watching some random like New Jersey local, I think. There was a Steve. I'll just make this point real quick because I think we're going to go into our next set. But there was a Steve, and the commentator said, did you know when you break your own minecart, you get the iron back? And me and Jay were like, what is that commentator saying? He does not know what he's talking about. We tested it. He was like, wait, you're right. It does? When he breaks his own minecart, he gets the iron back from his own minecart.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm pretty sure that was in the Nintendo Direct, but
it might have been.
I think I remember
we were
it saying
fun
that.
Of this guy, and he was right. But anyways, no Steve to be found here. Robin versus Palutena. Hermit, what do you think of this matchup, and why did Ho go Robin of all of his characters?
It's weird because we've seen so many characters. I wouldn't be surprised to see the King D at this point, but the Robin to this point, I do not think is a good matchup. He'll prove me wrong, but for sure, definitely very oppressive against the Robin. Definitely, if he wants to, especially in Palutena's nature, especially under the sticks of Pacha, likes to play the rushdown game. It's not going to give Robin enough time to set up.
For sure.
I have some insight.
Go for it.
Because luckily, Soar is a beautiful talker, and he came to talk to us right now. And while I was going to the bathroom, but while I was waiting for the bathroom, who was ahead of me? None other than Ho, who was having a deep pre-bathroom conversation with La Grimace, who earlier was swapping characters back to back to back to back. So I think he probably gave him the confidence to be able to pick Robin in this matchup.
That didn't sound like you were like getting intel. It sounds like you're eavesdropping there.
Yeah, you're eavesdropping on a man while he's in the bathroom. That's what I understood.
Yeah, geez, man, I don't know, man.
Yo, you gotta do
back with the information.
Yeah,
and no voice. You traded the voice for the info.
Sir.
Putting in the work for that commentator information, the scoop.
Yes, the inside scoop here on the book of Robin. Such a character that not many people really understand unless you really play against this character over and over, or even use this character, right? Something you're going to find out very quickly is, yes, hits like a truck, but very slow framed at a very, vertical kind of character. Very hard to move around in close range, because when you are on that character, you're going to blow up the way that electricity definitely zapped out.
Well, if it doesn't have the best speed, for sure, I think we all agree, but is blessed with basically smash attacks in the air with that Levin sword.
Yeah, the character's also really tricky. I mean, when thinking about Ho's main repertoire that he has the Meta Knight, which Sword doesn't really like that matchup, so I don't think it's great. Plus, Pacha has experience versus the Meta Knight. I don't imagine King DDD Palu's any good for DDD. And then you have Robin, which I don't think the matchup's great, but how many Robins has Pacha ever fought? Plus, Robin's a character that's tricky, right? Like, even if you've never fought like a DDD before, you kind of know what he's going to go for. I don't know if you could say the same for Robin.
Well, that's the thing, too. You can win a matchup and know that it's a winning matchup, but if you don't have the knowledge or know why or what your character can do in the matchup, it doesn't matter. Take it from me. I've won a lot of matchups from unfamiliarity.
Yeah. So, so far, so good.
Also a character that weirdly has a lot of 0 to deaths. I feel like, remember when Steve came out, people were like, every day we're seeing a new Steve tech. I feel like I'm seeing a new 0 to death from Robin every single day.
Bro, if you know me, you know I've been hating this character since Smash 4. Okay, this is my #1 character that I've had on my hit list, and there's a reason for it. I mean, even though we're having Ho kind of get juggled at the moment, I mean, can we get another one? But he can come back very quickly. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of setup. It's an easy kill. It's very, very, really kind of a bread and butter situation with Rob. He kind of has a story to tell all the time that ends up in a happy ending.
That's why he's got a book.
Oh, yeah, man. And he's writing as he's going, too, just constantly developing this meta. So this is really not that far back. You are going to get juggled quite a bit, especially against someone like Palutena, who has way quicker frame data, who has a lot of tools to counter these projectiles with just a counter of your own, and an invincible shield. So that's something to really keep into consideration when you are having these setups. Now there's just fire.
Yeah,
really
trading
going
fire. Obviously, Palutena coming on the winning end of that for sure.
That's it.
Hey, yo.
That's it.
That was clean. That was oh
Yeah, it
my
was very
gosh.
cute.
Wow. It was cute. I think that's the right time. That was cute,
He did a deep down tilt instead of a short one because he wasn't just trying to 2-frame, he was trying to catch him. Maybe going back, which is exactly what we did by trying to catch the ledge with the magnet.
Yeah.
And he ended up catching it. I actually just looked up their history They've only ever played twice before.
Wow.
And Pacha's won both.
Do you
When
know
was
the
last time?
characters?
They've played this year. I forgot at which tournament exactly, but I think it was one of the out-of-region tournaments.
Palutena and
From
Robin
Montreal.
both times?
No, I think it's the first time we see the Robin. I might have to.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Ducky
Just the
Doom
numbers.
The
stats.
Ducky
they
Doom
might have-
stats, bro.
yeah, they might not have the
My
character
man
data.
Ducky is literally playing
Oh?
a pool right now.
Wait.
Like, he is just enjoying himself. Like, I got the stats right here if you need me. He is literally playing at the pool table. He just did his
Damn it.
triangle. And, you know, he is the true victory of here at
wait,
Noodle.
guys,
I think we missed the character.
We missed one.
We did miss one. I just want to note, he changed his in-game tag. He was running no tap, which I think was Grimace's tag. Was he playing the wrong controls?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, he
no.
was.
Or did he? I don't know, because he did. Grimace wasn't the last one on stage, so
Yes,
he
we had to chose
purposefully.
Like
I don't
it.
know if he made a mistake or if they just have the same controls and he has different controls for Sora, but I kind of want to say he was playing that with wrong controls, which kind of gives a different perspective to that game. Anyways, he swaps off. I don't think he liked that matchup. I think Pacha was kind of showing off just how hard it can be for Robin to land, and you know, Palu has a lot of good anti-projectile stuff like projectiles of her own and a reflector, so opting to go for the Sora, which I've heard is a pretty even matchup.
I heard it's also hard to get a game in top 8s with Sora, so let's see if that trend continues, right? So, like, come on,
Last time
man.
that happened, confetti flew.
Woo!
I hope we have our own confetti setup,
Oh my
right?
God, wait. We should buy some.
Putting him on
Someone
the
go to
spot
the
right
dollar
now.
store. We got one across the street. Go quickly. The closes soon.
Putting him on spot right there. Get the confetti right now. The dollar store is open.
It might be happening right now. I mean, look at that
I was gonna
Exo
mention, 'cause-
taking the stock.
What was actually like Polar mentioned too is that he's not going to use a lot of projectiles in matchup because he has the tools to deal with it. We haven't really seen that. It's been all a Keyblade warrior right here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this has been a character. this year, Ho has been playing this character a decent chunk. This is
Always. Always getting
I
hit
fall
by
for
it.
it every
Yeah,
time.
no. Like we
it's
said.
a great move. It perfectly
gorgeous.
covers that. It's amazing for it.
Oh yeah, especially the light. Like it looks at you like come to the light, and then you're in it. So
Like a moth to a flame. And it's not just like a really big, strong move, but it also will last way longer than you would expect it to. Very nicely covering the 2-frame on the get-up.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention, you mentioned that Ho didn't really use a lot of spells. I think there are kind of two ways to play Sora, right? There are kind of the spell-heavy Soras that are going to space you out. They're going to be in the air, maybe plank a little bit. And then there are these kind of scrappy Soras. This is the playstyle that Ho's kind of going for, where he's going to run into your face, nair 1-2. What are you going to do
yeah.
about it? It's safe on shield. I got mix-ups on mix-ups, and if I do hit one, I've got beautifully long combos to capitalize. And I think that's honestly the playstyle to go for when you're fighting a character that has that reflector and projectiles that just straight up beat yours.
I'm really annoyed. I'm looking up their stats. Pacha keeps changing his name, so it's
True.
not
Oh,
going to
no,
give me
it's
his
true.
stats.
because he's retired.
He's
You don't care.
retired.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
Look, he's still in it right now. Loser, I think he's made it top 8. Loser gets 5th right now, right? Or 7th?
Yeah.
Fifth.
Yeah,
Fifth.
fifth place. Quarters is for 5th, guys. Out of 8 players here, 16 total that did qualify for this invitational. $14,000 on the line,
So
okay?
wait, if I'm not mistaken, Ho is our highest vote in, right?
Yes.
Because
Currently, yes,
yeah,
I
that's
think
right
so.
now.
yeah, so that
Taking big
he's-
wins off of Metamo just before this.
That's true, and
So that means the chat's gonna be pissed if he loses.
Yeah,
So
right?
Lots of, those views gonna go down if we lose him. Okay, we got Kingdom Hearts in here. Okay, he's got a lot to prove. Not just the one game win in top 8, but he's got to take the set, and it's not looking like it. Especially going behind, getting the back air here, set up from Pacha, and not even gonna let you recover back to the stage.
I wonder if that's a little bit of added pressure too. It's like, you know, if these other
Aye.
players, they earn their way in. If they lose, they're only disappointing themselves. But Ho's got the back of all of Quebec and everyone who voted for him, riding for him to win this game.
Well,
It's
that's
not looking too
exactly it.
strong.
Well, that's exactly it, because we did mention that the ones who earned it here, those were the favorites to win, but the invitations were a nice
Aye.
little blemish. Not going to win it there, but so far he's actually taking sets off of Z and Metamo to get here. 2 players
Yeah.
to qualify for this tournament. So Ho more than justifiedly earned his spot here today.
For sure, right? He's kind of taken the name of the king
Of
of the
Ho?
vote in, right?
Of Ho?
You ho.
I want to commend Pacha for that spacing. I know it doesn't look like much. He smashed at the ledge. Oh, he's going to cover a grab the ledge, situation. But he backed up, actually. That up smash did not cover the ledge at all. Knowing that after the up B, the only option that he can do is a side B that does not snap to ledge.
No.
And he knew that the only way he was going to make it to ledge would be if he did some funky stuff. And if he doesn't, because it's his last stock and he's stressed, he's going to have to overshoot. So he backed
yeah.
up smash, caught him. Going on to game 2. This is what I expected from game
Yes,
one.
I was
honestly.
just gonna say that, Exo. Please continue.
I thought from game one that we were going to see the Meta Knight because of how well it did earlier, but also this is a pretty decent matchup for Meta Knight. Of the common characters, I think this is the one that you're going to be able to see this matchup the most in. If you see a Meta Knight, it's this one.
Oh, that's true. He
Are
just
we
come off
sure?
a win of a Min too. He actually beat Day, so he beat 3 people who
That's
qualified
true.
for this tournament.
Yeah, especially with Meta Knight, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's your most, I think since Smash 4, it's
Yep.
been Ho's most prominent character. Even when traveling internationally, he always does amazing with the Meta Knight. Struggling a little bit here, but I feel like you need to kind of get a sense, right? Meta Knight has always been that character that if he's in disadvantage, he's going to take a lot of damage. But that one opening is really all that it takes here, especially when he does have that control. He's got center stage once again, pushing back. I love the way he respected that. Trying to get there, a shield, but Pacha one step ahead once again. Does a little short hop, that beautiful bait, and does find the up special here. Again, we're going to see a lot of that out of shield whenever Pacha does commit. That was unfortunately just the
The
Polar,
whiff
what a
punish.
dodge.
Dude, the whiffed punish, Ho able to make it to the ledge without barely getting hit by that down smash. I just want to note, though, it's this matchup, I mean, so far the percents and the stocks looking relatively even, but I feel like it might be a little tough for Meta Knight to ever get in on Palu. I mean, so far, Ho's been doing an amazing job of keeping his advantage states,
Bye.
making his hits count, but he's going to lose his first stock. While Pacha's the 121, but he answers right back with that F smash. Okay.
Nice.
Keeping it close. It's too bad, too, because even if Ho were to go now, not even for the most of his games he's played so far, but even in this set alone, a beautiful showcase of every character that he can play in his pockets.
I actually found the answer as to why we started Sora. So the last 2 sets have been Pasha favored, but the only games he's ever taking on Pasha were with Sora, not the Meta Knight. The Meta Knight's never taken a game. He's only played it once before, so I think it's nice to see it now, at least trying it out after what he expected might work did not.
It's actually interesting, too, because I feel like Pacha doesn't have the Meta Knight experience as he's getting juggled
Great
right now.
SDI.
And it's too bad, too, because I think he might actually win just from unfamiliarity. We do not have a Meta Knight in Montreal, so he can just win with just being good at his character alone.
Yeah, I feel like Sora mostly doesn't play Meta Knight against Pasha.
No,
Like his
exactly.
only opportunity for practice isn't even there. And I think if he loses this, he's going to be hitting a Sora up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, this is, even if Ho does win this game, he has to reverse 3-0, right? And is he going to stick to the Meta Knight? He's going to have to play on Pacha's counterpick the rest of the set, and Pacha is a player with adaptations of a top player. It's won in multiple sets, right? He is so hard to pin down, so I wonder if Ho is able to take this game, is he able to take the set, right?
When you are playing at a tournament like this that involves 2 days back to back, a lot of breaks and just a lot of stamina being used, I mean, you are gonna find moments like this. That forward smash is also one of Meta Knight's safest options. Yeah, no kidding, you're getting hit by that. Everyone got hit by that, so whatever. Back to an intel, like a. Just an even stock here, but I think this is the best performance we've seen from Ho against Pacha with the Meta Knight. So it is showing that it is capable. Ho is someone that does have a great mindset and is someone that, even though you're down 2 stocks, we've seen him do a lot of reverse 3-0s in the past. So it definitely isn't out of the question. And he really just needs that one follow-up. Meta Knight is someone who's really not out of the game, especially when given an opportunity. So it's definitely down to the wire. It's not exactly that out of the reach yet.
Especially at these low percentages of where all these up air chains can become very true.
I think something I wanted to talk about is the timer. Like at 3 minutes down, I'm thinking about Sora again, because when we asked him about what he did for neutral, he's just like, I looked at Sora's neutral.
Copy-paste, baby.
I put Sora's neutral into play, which was really funny. But right now, his neutral's really good. He's not really getting hit. When he's getting hit hard, of course. Obviously, it's Pacha.
Bye.
I think he DI'd in on that. and
You
just can't
DI'd
do
in, my
that.
man.
That's
You
it.
It looked like